So now I want to tell you about the abomination of desolation. I was all of a sudden translated to Israel, and I see this great big temple. It's on like this hill. It's elevated the way it is, but there's these massive columns, these massive stone columns all inside of it, with this roof the way it is. But there's like a place down here where where people can come at the base of this temple. And the Antichrist at this time, I'm standing down here at the base of the temple with Jesus, and I'm looking up towards the temple's like up here, and I can see it, but I'm down here. And so the columns are up here, and the Antichrist has a podium, and he's standing in between those big columns with a man right here, a man right here. I know who this man is right here, but I will never say his name. I know exactly who he is. I don't know who this man is right here on his other hand. I believe he's another form of a religion. I'm not familiar with a lot of other leaders and other religious beliefs. I'll say that. He had olive skin and darker hair also. But that's all I'm going to say about that. So I'm looking up, and there's lightning bolts shooting all over the sky. I'm talking it's like total chaos, lightning, bad, but none of it's touching the ground. It's just going all over the sky. And the Lord won't let me see his eyes from here all around, all this right here. But I see the Antichrist again, and he's standing there proclaiming that he is God on the Temple Mount. And he has, at this time, not every time that I see him, like whenever he was in at the beginning, whenever he first appears in Berlin, he didn't have a beard. I didn't see his eyes there, but I saw that he had olive skin, and he was clean shaven at this time. I don't know why. But at this time, he has a beard, and it's salt and pepper, salt and pepper, like black and white, a beard. And his sides of his hair were black and white. They were not strictly white or strictly black. He had spots of like gray coming through his hair, similar to mine. But he had hair. He wasn't bald. He had a white turban hat on, like a rag type garment on his head, and I could see that like I said, I couldn't see his eyes, but he had some kind of glasses on, and he was about I would say 5'11", 6 foot tall, for what I could see from when I'm looking up like this, because it's like it's in person now, you know. And he was probably around 195, 215, somewhere around there in weight. And I'll describe him like this. He carries himself like a James Bond. It may sound dumb, but I'm just going to say it like this. He carries himself like very confident, very poised in the way he talked. Similar to the way Barack Obama used to, whenever he delivered his speeches to the State of the Union and stuff, the way he carried himself, he spoke very intelligent.
I've been asked this 1,000 times. Who do you believe the Antichrist is? Who is the false prophet? And who is the other person? Who, out of the three people, when you were shown in Revelation, when you were taken to tribulation, what were the three people that you saw at the abomination of desolation? And so I'm going to tell you all who I believe those people were today. And so I'm going to also talk to you all about the flag and what I believe the flag, each symbol on that flag that the Antichrist releases and makes it, he puts it up on every courthouse, on the buildings, everywhere, all around the world for a one world order. I'm going to tell you what I believe those symbols on that flag represent. So we're going to start off with the flag. And I want you all to remember that there was black, white, and green on this flag, okay? And there was swords going around it, caressing a globe. There was 5 stars at the top that were in an arch above the globe, okay? And then there were palms, but the palms, the swords were laid on the palm branches, and the palms were caressing the globe, okay? So I've done research just trying to study out what does these symbols mean. And so we're going to start off with this. The swords represent, and so what I Googled it basically. And so the swords stand for a strictness and applying justice. Okay, so if in Islam, that's what that meant. And so it's a strictness and applying justice. So, and that's what's on the Saudi Arabia flag. Okay. So I've told you all, when they take the swords, and when you do not get the mark of the beast, or you reject the mark of the beast, they don't shoot you, they don't do anything, they cut your head off, okay? So it's a strictness and applying justice. So the Antichrist flag has those. So the palms represent, it said that Muhammad said that it represented peace and prosperity. So the swords were laid on, the strictness and applying justice were laid on peace and prosperity, which was gripping the globe, okay? So then you have green, which represents Islam. And so that's what they say the green is on a flag. It represents Islam, which I don't know if that's in all cases or whatever. But I believed that it was black represents ISIS, white represents Al-Qaeda, and the green was Hamas. Now, I don't know. That was just that's what I perceived, what I felt like the Lord showed me. But they're saying that green represents Islam. So I don't know. So, but the 5 stars that were at the top of the flag, it was caressing the globe, were the 5 pillars of Islam. And the 5 pillars of Islam are, and it's faith right here, prayer, fasting, almsgiving, and pilgrimage. Is that what that is?
Yep.
So there's 5 pillars. So each one of the stars, I believe, represent 5 major parts of Islam. The 5 parts of Islam. So, and that was what was caressing the flag, at the top of the flag. Okay? So, I believe, and so, and all this is just my opinion. I believe about the flag. I'm telling you what I saw when I went to tribulation. Every bit of this, okay? So, now this is who I believe was standing next to him on his left side. When I was standing down on the top, and he was on the new Temple Mount. He was on the 3rd temple that they're getting ready to build. He was up there, and he was proclaiming that he is God. At this time, he is completely demon-possessed. I mean, he is Satan-possessed, okay? And this man, I'm going to play his name. It's hard for me to pronounce this.
Yuval Noah Harari.
Okay?
Yuval Noah Harari.
Yuval Noah Harari, okay? And it's Noah, okay? And he is he's from Israel. He's a Jew. And I believe he is the false prophet that was standing next to the Antichrist during this time frame. He was olive skin. He had a black outfit on. It was completely black. Now, it wasn't like the Antichrist outfit. The Antichrist was wearing completely white outfit, okay? And this man was wearing a black outfit. And it had a black drape coming down him like one of the Pharisees. I don't know else how to describe it. It was like a black outfit, is a black drape coming down him, and he had a white shirt on with a black suit jacket, like he was dressed in black. and white with the black thing coming down his head. Okay, and so I don't know if it was a hat or if it was some kind of drape, but it was long, and it was over this man, and he was standing there next to the Antichrist. Now, on this side of the Antichrist was the Pope. Okay, I know that very well. He was wearing his white outfit that he always wears with the white beanie thing on his head, a white thing on his head, and I could see it. Now, everybody wants to know, is it the current Pope that's in there right now? And I'm going to tell you this, in my opinion, yes. I believe with all my heart, I saw him, and it's the same man that we see on all of the major events that we see for Easter and everything, on TV, all the stuff, during the Vatican and all that. I'm telling you, I believe with all my heart he is alive, and this is not too far off. And people say, well, he's 83 years old. This would mean he's getting old, he's going to pass away, he's not going to be here forever, you know. That should tell you something. That should tell you how close we are to Jesus coming. How close we are to to tribulation. Okay? So now we're going to say who I believe the Antichrist is. And I believe he is the Prince of Saudi Arabia. In 2014, we did not see anything in the news about this man. Now, all of a sudden, I've told people for years privately, I believe it's the Prince of Saudi Arabia. I believe it's the Prince of Saudi Arabia. He was just like that. I could not see his eyes. The Lord would allow me to see that during tribulation. So I believe that it could be a guess, you know, because when you can't see somebody's eyes, you can't really make out their nose or whatever. You're just seeing the profile of his face. You're seeing the way his body structure was and his voice. I'm telling you, this is who I believe it is. So he had a white outfit on, and just like you see him dressed in now. He had a white thing on his head, and he was standing there, and he was proclaiming that he was God. I'm just trying to tell you what I saw when I believed I was taken to tribulation by the Lord Jesus Christ, and he told me to come back and tell you all this. I have so much detail to everything that I saw. And so I'm trying to bring it to life to you now. I'm trying to bring it to life to you now, and who I was shown out of those three men, and who I believe the Antichrist is. And I believe he's the Prince of Saudi Arabia.